Hello, everyone. Hi. How's everybody doing today? This is the KDrama Coffee Break. If you are new here, I'm Jen.
I'm Marisa, and we are here to talk about K-dramas because we love them.
Love them.
You are our crew. We're so happy that we all found each other, right?
Yes. Gosh, thank you so much. Let's see who we got. We got Meow Minx. Hi, it's good to see you out there. And you might, if you're just hanging out and don't want to comment, don't worry about it. But if you could jump in, we'll say hi. It'd be great. Meow Minx, it's good to see you. We got Calvin. We've got Kate. Oh, it's so good to see all you guys. Morning. Hi, Meow Minx. We got Amna. Excellent. We got Kate. Hello, Calvin. Kate, so happy to chat with everyone. It's been a beat, right? So much has happened since we last chatted. We have so many finales to talk about. I think Marisa and I were talking before we went live. Oh, Shanda, Pandame, Sherpa came. Oh, it's so good to see you, Shanda. We were talking before, and I think we're going to start when we dive in with all the finales we missed, and then we'll start with like what's happening this week, and then maybe what else is coming up in October. Does that sound like a plan? Like at least a sort of a roadmap?
There are new dramas too. Oh my gosh, I've been traveling the past couple of weeks, so thank you everybody for reconvening because we've been away for an extra week. So usually we are here every other week. And I've been seeing so much family on the East Coast, and it's been really great. But I was able to just watch dramas where I could. And then I got home the other day, and the last 72 hours have been like watching like 3 or 4 episodes of Pachinko season 2. And then I also binged Blackout.
So like those 2 back to back, your brain must be like just melted right now.
I know. So I tried to watch the last episode of Cinderella at 2 a.m. and it was such a like shift. I was like, I can't with this lighthearted, fun, romantic.
Like, what is this petty bullshit? I need drama.
Yes, the dramas have been drama-ing. Oh my, so good.
So much drama. It's so amazing. Let's see. All right, we got. Oh my god, it's so exciting. Meow Minx forgot to say last time. Oh, that was nice. Okay, Kate. I've been moving states.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness. Well, hopefully it all went smoothly. It was outside of the hurricane path. Hopefully, if any of you guys living there, I hope everybody's doing okay.
Yes.
I hope everybody stayed safe. Yeah, it's so good, right? We've missed the last few episodes. See, I don't think you've missed much. We're so behind right now after you guys. It's funny, like how taking 3 weeks off when you have kind of a regular schedule. It's crazy. Yeah. But before we dive in, Jen, who we all know is like those 2, of course. Before we'll do that first because you teased them. So go ahead.
Sorry, I thought you were leading to this. While we were gone, we also went to the Seoingook fan meet in Los Angeles. It was his first US fan meet. So if you want to see how that went, go to at the K3 on Instagram. I posted a reel. We grabbed our friend Catherine, and we just had a really fun night at this fan meet. But Jen made these amazing fan like cards, because like the K-pop kids do. I'm not in on all the swaggy things that happen, but these are so fun and like really gorgeous. I mean, come on. Where's this one?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, come on. Anyways, we want to do a giveaway. So we have 2 sets of 4 cards, and all you have to do is what? Make a comment below here on YouTube. Yeah. Not here in the live, but also like when it's posted, and that actually that helps us. And so make a comment, and then we will pick 2 random winners. You can be anywhere in the world, and we will mail these to you.
Yes. So fun. Oh my gosh. We had such a good time. What is happening? I'm on the wrong one. There we are. Come. We had such a good time. It was so out of my element. Like that's the only way I can put it. Like I just was like, what is happening? This is fascinating. I've been to a lot of screenings and then talkbacks. So it's not like I'm not used to seeing, famous people on stage and talking to us, but the games and the singing and the hosting, and it was such a different experience for me. So yeah, it was really
interesting. It's the exact same fan meet format that
Mhm.
all of these Korean actors do at the fan meets in Korea and Asia. You know, you see them, they're always in Japan. They're always in Manila doing fan meets. And it's like, why don't they come over here? But Seoingook, he brought the same fan meet. So it was kind of wild to experience it. And there were people there who had flown in from Japan and who had flown in from Mexico. It was just like, this was a really big deal. And we're so happy we were able to attend.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. I mean, if nothing else, we all had a really good time.
Yeah.
Kate, you moved to North Carolina the week before Halloween. Oh my gosh, is everything okay? I hope so. I mean, you're here, so that's good.
Wow.
I'm hoping that things are okay. All right. So moving on from that K-pop sort of experience. Y'all, I need some help because we all know Jen is the dumbest K-pop person in all of the K entertainment land. I know nothing. I know so little. But I do recognize trends that are on my Twitter feed when it implodes. Marisa, what is going on with this kid from, is it Rise?
I think it's Rise.
Rise. Am I understanding it correctly that he got kicked out of his group because he and he was a trainee and was smoking and his fans got mad? Am I understanding that correctly?
I don't have all the details, but what I believe rises with SM Entertainment.
Okay.
And SM Entertainment is often criticized for not backing up their idols. They did it to someone else in NCT. People out there know much more than me. But like of all of the agencies, I believe that SM Entertainment is really known for not standing by their artists. It's like what happened with, yeah, so it was NCT. There's a whole host of other ones. So, yeah.
My whole Twitter feed is just an implosion of like international fans outraged by how the Korean fans like just eviscerated this kid. So,
But
it's
this happens
really
every few months to
yeah.
somebody else.
Mhm.
It just because people have lives, you know.
I think what never ceases to amaze me in the entire explosion of the Korean wave, the Hallyu, the whole explosion of Korean entertainment kind of taking over the globe is that they still are in this method of pretending like they never date, that none of these idols date, none of these actors date. Like they live in this perfect little bubble of of pureness. And it's like these people are smoking hot around other smoking hot people. And they're like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, who believes this? Who believes
Well,
this
yeah,
little fantasy that's being sold?
like
Come on.
Bam Bam from Got7, which exists outside of the agency they were under. Like he was he was a co-host of a dating show, and he was like, I'm a 28-year-old man. Do you think I haven't been in a relationship?
Thank you.
So yeah.
Thank you. It continually, every time a new one pops up, I'm continually amazed. I'm like, you cannot be this naive. You just cannot. It just cannot. Anyway, let's see.
But
Yeah.
then they'll have that. I brought up that reality show a couple weeks ago. It's like I'm Married Now, where they put like two famous people together and they
That's
pretend
even,
they're married.
oh, right.
It's like,
I think, sorry, Marisa, but this comment, I think
uh-huh.
that's more terrifying than them being naive, to be I'd rather have them be naive and stupid, but because that's terrifying. Yikes. Sorry,
But
Marisa,
that's
go
how
ahead.
they're
What were you saying?
marketed.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they're marketed. That
Mhm.
the depth of this parasocial relationship that happens with idols is really, it's something I don't understand. It's something I don't understand, that you pay to get texts from them, that you pay, that there are different levels of membership, that to become a member, and we just did this with Lee Dong-wook, to become a member of their fan club, it only opens up once a year. And like for K-pop groups, there's a litany of
Yes.
questions that you have to answer, like through this Korean portal. And if you get one wrong, it's like it's so complicated. But you become so invested in it, right? So that when you achieve, it feels like an achievement.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you gotta want it. I mean, there is
You
that.
got to
You've
want
gotta
it.
want
Yeah.
it. Anyway,
Yeah.
well, thank you for helping me, as always, understand a little bit more because I am continually befuddled where I'm like, huh? Huh? What's
We,
happening?
however, have very healthy relationships with the K-drama actors that we're obsessed with.
Very healthy. Listen,
Very.
I want you to date and be happy. Please have a better have a better relationship life than I do. I wish that for you. That is what I wish for you. All right. With that being said, let us get started. All right, you guys. So we have so many to get caught up on. I'm gonna try and remember banners this week because, as we all know, I'm notoriously bad with banners. But let's try it. All right, let's see. So I feel like the oldest one that we completed that we didn't talk that would happen while we were gone was GYEONGSEONG Creature 2, and I didn't put 2 in there. Let's put 2 just so we don't confuse anybody who watches this later. There we go. Who watched this one? Did anybody jump on this one? I burned through it as soon as it landed. Did you
Yeah.
watch it, Marisa?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What did you think?
Uh-huh. Okay, so I don't want to get into this huge conversation about turnaround time for Hollywood productions. This is a Netflix show,
Mhm.
which is why they all dropped at the same time. But it's like there are so many K dramas that we're watching in between, and I really, really liked Yeonsung Creature season 1, but I couldn't remember a lot of it because it was and that was like at the beginning. When it was last year? It
I feel like
wasn't.
it was I wanna say December, January. Like, I feel like it was a
Yeah,
winter show again, yeah.
yeah, it wasn't even all that long ago in terms of like getting season 2 out, but there were a lot of things I didn't remember about it. But the things I did remember were kind of missing from season 2. Like her relate okay, they put this in the modern era.
Mhm.
And I had really loved the period
Mhm.
that they had put this in, because overlaid on top of that was all of the tension of being under Japanese occupation, and it just added this other sense of drama and tension, and it was very clear who the bad guys were. And then this time it's like just evil, biotech corporation rich people who seem to have been living for a really long time.
Yeah.
Yes, Calvin.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000%. Thank you so much for saying that because I thought maybe I needed to go back and rewatch it because everybody on my Twitter feed and even on Instagram and everywhere I was looking, excuse me, was like, "This is so much better than season 1. I love it. It's the best one. You shouldn't you do" and I was like, am I watching a
What am I
different thank you.
am
What
I
am I
missing something?
missing? I thought the relationship was the only thing, obviously, that I thought they did a really
Yeah.
nice job with. I thought the relationship was very passionate and it was very dramatic and it was very their fight scene to get to each other was amazing and I loved it. Like, I mean, there were moments that were like,
Mhm,
this is amazing. But I thought
mhm,
the overall story made
mhm.
I don't want to say made no sense, but made the season 1 story was so concise.
Yeah.
It was the
Mhm,
Japanese occupation being laid over these monsters or even, like,
mhm.
integrated into these monsters and
Yeah.
how people can become monsters and what happens when monsters become that whole allegory of humans and monsters and becoming and all of that, right? Like, man versus man, the whole thing, all those things. And I felt like season 2 kind of was like, "We got a bad corporation." I'm like, "I feel like I have a bad corporation in every show I watch." Like, there's nothing and even
I
the
know.
young kid who had a decent storyline being the son
Mhm.
and let me pull up his stuff, but he
Yeah,
had
the
a
son,
good
not
storyline,
son. Yeah.
but we didn't really dive into his relationship with the Park Seo-joon character, so I didn't really get it, but
Mhm, mhm.
I saw it was kinda a little muddled in my
Right.
opinion.
And then they also did not draw any parallels with Han So-hee's character and her mother, who was the
Right?
monster. Like, we barely saw the monster in season 2. So it's like, what kept me there was Han So-hee and Park Seo-joon. Like,
Absolutely.
as a
1,000%.
story. And also, by the way, like, her physicality, her fight scenes, my god, this woman, because I don't think there are a lot of other Korean action actresses right now. Like, there's Kim Ok-bin, but her last one was Love to Hate You, which was total comedy. Sorry, I didn't mean to put that bubble there. And uh I can't even think of anyone who takes on action in that way. I mean, she's just like
She
she's
was
a whole
fantastic,
other
right?
level. She's
Yeah.
fucking fantastic, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she was great, and their
Right?
chemistry was
Yes.
fantastic. Yes, yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, a creature outbreak for sure. My god, you have them living underneath the building. I'm like, yeah, there was a lot that I just and then the ending was it teeing up a
Oh,
season 3? Was I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it, and I'm just,
I know you hate an undefined ending. It's
it's not
like
that it's undefined, but after everything they went through, I was kinda like, "That's the best we can do? Okay,
I know. There's never, they never ride off into the sun. I mean, well, they did. They did, but it's yeah.
It was just yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I just felt it was kind of I thought their relationship was the strongest portion of the show. And again, as you
Mhm.
said, not for those 2. I think I'm not gonna lie, Imu-san, he's such a good bad guy. I love him so much.
It was so
I love
good.
him so much.
He was so intensely frightening
I love him so
with this very calm exterior.
much.
Terrifying,
Terrifying.
right?
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
I just
Um,
he's so good. He's so good. And he always plays a bad guy, which always bums me out, but he's so good at it. Like, it's like it's
isn't that what they say that the actors who play villains tend to be like the nicest people to
yeah,
work with? And
right?
you know,
'Cause
I
they're
hope
like,
so.
I'm not bad, I'm not a bad person, I just play one
I
on
just
TV."
yeah.
I just I seriously should be a great villain because I have a massive resting bitch face, so I should just maybe try and become a villain, and I won't do anything except just stare at people, and they'll be like, "Wow, that
Oh,
Jen Wilson is amazingly evil," and I'm like,
yeah.
"Yes, yes, I am." Anyway, okay, so because I've been really bad about this, so let's, hold please, I'm gonna share this screen. Oy, oy, oy.
Our actors. Yeah, it's like I
What
really
we're talking about.
there are just some relationships that they didn't pick up from season 1. Um,
Hello, Imo-san. Hello. Look at him. Look at how adorable he is. And then he just becomes evil incarnate. So yeah.
yeah, like you said, like it's an evil corporation, and it's like, okay, so she's Claudia Kim is just so like through the decades is just so consistently sadistic
Mhm.
because she's just made that way.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
lose the whole Japanese occupation colonization element because now it's 2024 and
Right. Yeah, I
it's a
just
global economy, so yeah.
so thank you. Thank you. So I'm so glad that I was not the only one sitting by myself being like, I preferred season 1. I thought it was just a more of a visceral experience
Mhm,
watching. Like I was invested in season 1. Like I was yeah. So all right.
mhm,
Well,
mhm.
Gangsta Creature, I guess we'll just hang out and wait for season 3 and see what new things you'll throw at us since they're putting all of did you guys know that there was a post credit scene?
Mm, wait, no, I think I
There was
missed did I miss
we
it?
I missed
No.
it too. There was a post credit scene. I found it. Someone on Twitter was talking about it, and I'm like, wait a second. What do you mean?
Did I
Go
miss it? I don't
go
know.
and Google it. But
I
it
don't wanna I'm not gonna spoil it. I hope I watched it.
I
I'm
will
gonna go back
spoil
and
it.
check.
I'm gonna spoil it right now, because it sets up a season 3. Essentially,
Oh, yes, I did.
our little evil boy is
Yeah.
now the head of the corporation, and they are
Yes, yeah.
shipping out water bottles
Yes.
with the creatures in it. It's going to be a worldwide pandemic of Gyeongsong
Mhm.
creatures. So I'm curious what they're gonna do with that.
So if you're
Interesting.
watching a Netflix show and it doesn't immediately go to pop up with another recommendation, it's still playing, then that means there's an end credit scene and you should like fast forward or
Right?
watch the
Fast
credits.
forward as much as yeah, right?
Yeah.
I was so over it by the time it ended, I was like, "Ah," and I didn't even pay attention to that. I was like, "Oh, I should have."
Okay. Yeah, no. So, did you all watch Hospital Playlist? I think he was the very quiet brother in Hospital Playlist. So he's a very talented actor because his characters were like two ends of the spectrum.
He also,
But
surprisingly,
yeah.
I had to look him up. He played the Chaebal's son in Gauss Electronics, and he was just a little nerdy goofball, and I adored him, and I didn't recognize I'm like, "Why do you look so familiar?" And so I looked him up, and he was Gauss Electronics, and I was like, "That's
Oh,
where I knew you
funny.
from." So, yeah. I
Gauss
love him.
Electronics. That's
Yeah, love
hilarious.
that show. That show was
Hilarious.
so good. Alright, let's move on. What else do we have?
So many
So
finales.
many, I don't even know where to start. Let's go with Love Next Door, because I wanna hear what you guys had to say about Love Next Door. Hit me,
I want
y'all.
to
Hit
hear what
me.
everyone has to say too, because I got more invested with the cancer diagnosis and the Alzheimer's false
Maurice is
diagnosis.
like, "No one's dying, I'm bored. I'm leaving." Alright, guys, what did you guys think? I just randomly caught spoilers on Twitter. Some people thought it was, from what I gathered, some people thought that the writing was atrocious after the once we got past the faux diagnosis across the board, that the writing got even worse and that everyone wants something more for our two leads. Other people thought it was the greatest rom-com that ever rom-commed. So I'm curious.
Mm.
Kate C
You
loved
know,
the family dynamics. I heard that a lot.
yes. And I wish that they had promoted it as that it
Mm.
was kind of like, here's this little corner of a suburb of Seoul, and here are all the inhabitants, and you know, I wish they had promoted it that way, because people get disappointed when they don't get the rom-com they were expecting with Jung Hae-in and Jung So-min.
Right.
But I kind of thought it was like 8 different dramas in one. Like, it was, it was a rom-com, and it
Interesting.
was a romance, and it was a family slice of life, and it was a mellow, and it was a makjang, because there was, like, not 1 but 2 cat fights by the time we got to episode 16. It was a travel show, it was a cooking show, it was it was many things. Um, Yes, exactly, Calvin. Exactly, Calvin. So it's like it sets up these expectations when promote a show a certain way with like two really big stars who are working together, I think, for the first time.
Mhm.
Um and yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I really loved it when because once they admit their love, you kind of start looking to the other characters for
Okay.
story. It was a they gave you a hand.
You're like, "It's still edible, but it's not what I ordered."
But
Okay.
exactly. Not exciting, but very pleasant. I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that. Not exciting. It wasn't like compelling television that I had to turn on the weekends, but it was pleasant, and it somehow fit with all of the 15,000 other K-dramas right now. Um and I just the four friends, the Lavender Crew. I wish we had spent a little bit more time with them from the beginning, because, but four older Gen X, boomer women. Oh, actually, wait, they're all 56, I think,
That
is
makes them
not gonna.
they're us.
That's Gen X, total Gen X. So, right, it's not good. That's not. I know it's like it's the Jung Hae-in generation that
Yeah.
you want. But like these four women were the backbone, and it got really interesting with them. They went a little off the rails, with the cat fights and stuff, but it's like then they came back around, and they were loyal to each other, and it was beautiful seeing them at the, all dressed up. There was no wedding. It was a
Twitter lost their minds that there was no wedding.
really.
Like, they were like, "How dare they?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
This is not Secretary Kim. Really? Okay.
I'm just the messenger. I was just like,
Yeah.
interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. Alright.
But Jang Young Nam, oh my god,
She
so
was the
amazing
only
to
reason I almost tapped back in. She was the only reason. I almost went in just to watch her scenes because I love her so much.
she was amazing, and such like a really juicy character for her that didn't involve like manipulating her royal prince son like through the whole
Right?
drama. You know what I mean? It's like it was such a different contemporary role, and she got to be like very fashionable. They had her in these crazy French outfits. I'm not sure a French designer was involved, but and she was yelling in French, and it was just like she was hilarious. There was a cat fight, there was hair pulling.
Oh,
I hope she had fun because it felt like it. Her
that's
and the
awesome.
other mom,
Oh, the
I
main
cannot
mom?
remember name.
Was it
The
Park
main
Ji-young?
mom, Park
Yeah,
Ji-young.
Park Ji-young.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
so good together.
Yeah, she was the only reason I almost tapped back in. She looked like she was having a ball, and I love it when
Yeah,
she's happy. When
yeah.
when Jang Young Nam is happy, I'm like, "I love you. So happy for you right now." 'Cause
Yeah,
she does, she always plays that, like, the angry dowager manipulating behind the scenes or the
yeah,
evil stepmom. It's like,
yeah.
"Mm." Oh, let's see.
So
What
yeah.
else? Antarctica, it's a little too far-fetched. The only reason Antarctica did not sound far-fetched to me is because it was also a story point in Moon in the Day. So I was like, Antarctica seems to be a big thing for firefighters or EMTs in Korea. I don't know what it is. I was like, seems to be a very popular plot point. The fact that it was in 2
That's
different ones,
funny.
right?
That's funny.
I'm like, "Okay, alright."
Honestly, like it's just as unlikely that she would have gone to Berkeley. John So-min's character. That's
Right?
and that left apple or grape or whatever they called it.
Oh my
And
god, that
wasn't
was
sending scads of
hilarious.
money home. I mean, I think those she would have been pretty well paid.
Right? If she worked at Grape, she would have been very well paid for sure.
Mhm.
For
Yeah.
sure. Alright, so Love Next Door. I have already read that, Jung So Min and Jung Hae-in are already like, "We'd like to work together again," so I'm guessing that I don't think they were overly thrilled with what they were given, to be perfectly honest. Um, alright, speaking of Moon in the Day, let's just make that segue to No Gain, No Love and that finale. Um, I I loved No Gain, No Love overall. I thought
Mhm.
but as usual
It's
in K-drama land, overall, but as usual in
but
K-drama land,
but
you hit those, like, final 4 episodes, and, like, every writer is like, "We now must go to become a melodrama." And I'm like, "But why? You've been an absurd comedy for 10 episodes. Why do we now suddenly have to take a hard pivot into the polyamorous couple getting pregnant and having to debate abortion and like giving up their polyamorous relationship and mom's death and I was just like oh my god, like the dad coming the evil dad
oh
coming
my
back and that
god.
he had killed her father. I'm just like, why? Why, show? Why? And then the main couple breaks up and they don't even see each other for like 3/4 of the final episode. I'm like,
No, I know.
"What is happening, show? Like, what have you done to my beautiful, wacky comedy that I was so happy with? What? Why?"
Mhm. Mhm.
But overall, it was enjoyable. What did you
Yeah.
think, Marisa?
I need to talk
The meow ming.
about
Thank
wait,
you.
hold on.
Thank you. Oh, do we have one?
Because Shin Min-a's character was not 100% likable, and I was trying to kind of figure out like what was happening there because that is not typical of a K-drama rom-com
Mhm.
lead. And she was far more complex, and she was holding on to a lot of anger, not feeling loved by her parents. I mean, ultimately, she kept people around her who she loved, but she treated her boyfriend pretty badly in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
She was like the whole setup was because you know, she wanted money, but also like, okay, this is the game that you're putting out there that you have to be married and in order for me to go anywhere in this corporation. And then it's like, I just I couldn't I liked her I love Shin Min-ah.
Mhm.
So, but I had issues with this character, and I never kind of I never I haven't thought about it too deeply. I'm just curious, um so
I
Kate Z, yeah,
right.
talk to me.
I actually really enjoyed her character for all the reasons you just said. I think because I enjoyed the fact that she wasn't just spunky. She was spunky and a mess.
Yeah.
And I liked
Yes.
that she made mistakes and that she
Mhm.
had to kind of make pivots to it. But I also liked that occasionally she was correct. Like she was right to send her fake husband off into the world because he always is just living up to expectations of other people. Did she handle it well? God no. Absolutely not. But I appreciated kind of her growth in some ways. I thought they completely dropped the ex-boyfriend storyline. Like it
Yeah,
seems so important for like the
yeah,
first like 8 episodes, and then all of a sudden it just was gone. Like it no longer was an
you're
issue.
right.
Yeah.
You're
He took
right.
over her job, and then that was it. Like, it was really odd. Let's see, Calvin. I did like the Shimon, but I don't think the story exactly,
Yeah,
Calvin. I
yeah,
think instead
yeah.
of becoming this whole hodgepodge of 2 episodes of the again, the polyamorous couple and their issues, like, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I didn't care. I thought it was just cool that they had a polyamorous relationship. Leave it at that. Like, just let them be. Like, why does she have to have, like, this pregnancy issue? Like, I don't care. Like, I never cared, right? Like, we could
Mhm.
have spent more time on Shin Min-ah realizing that she actually liked having the Kim Young-dae character around and that she actually was opening up and, like, he could help her, and then the whole I just felt like they just did the usual K-drama thing where they just compound they're like, "There's not enough trauma, go!" And they just, like,
Right,
open the gates of, like, breaking up with him
like
at the
this.
funeral.
Yeah,
Like, what is wrong with you? Like, it was just like, yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
did, but I did, but I
right.
yeah, not that I have to like everything, but it's like, the reasons don't come out until much later,
Right.
and then they don't go deep enough. So it's like, if overall what you're telling is a story of a woman who's been through a lot of trauma, but has love in her life, she's got her
Mhm.
2 sisters, her found family. And if you're trying to like show that there are ways to heal and there are ways to make a family, it's just like because Koreans deal with a lot. There's a lot of intergenerational trauma. There's a lot of post-Korean War trauma. There's a lot of bad parenting happening there. And then it's like, what is this show overall trying to say? And it's not that it has to be the playbook for how you can live your life, but if you're like trying to connect to your audience, and then maybe show that there can be love and there can be
Mhm.
acceptance and it comes in different forms, then I just I think I was a little unclear on some spots. Having said that, I did really like the show.
As you were talking, I thought of this. I think this is where it really the disconnect happens for me. I think if they would have kept it a comedy. Do you guys remember the movie The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds? I love that movie. I loved that movie so much. She was one of the worst characters ever, right? But they
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
like they didn't like compound trauma on top of her being a terror. She had her issues, absolutely. But they kept it a comedy. So that at the end, when she does do the noble idiocy move, because it stayed comedy. So you got where they were trying to go with it. Yes, see, love The Proposal. One of the greatest rom-coms ever, in case you guys need a good one. Loved it. The way she says Alaska when they are in the immigration office, I I hear it in my every time anyone says Alaska now, that's all I can hear. It's hilarious. Um, if they would have kept the show a comedy, which was the absurd way to go, we could have broken down her walls as we did when they finally hooked up, right? When she like loses her shit, when she's like, she throws the flowers down, and like, if we could have kept that instead of pivoting into you were one of my mom's kids, I hate you, you're disgusting. Like, what? What? If maybe we could have kept it. I don't know how you keep that a comedy, but I think if we could have maybe just learned from that and grown from that place instead of it becoming mom dying and him like, I think again, I keep saying it over and over again, but if you would have kept it in the comedy realm, I think it would have stuck the landing far better than taking this hard pivot, thinking that we needed to go through more trauma to experience to resolve everything. That's how I
Mhm.
feel about it. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree if they would have kept it funny. Yeah, right? It just kind of went and the ending was sweet. I liked it, but I also was like, okay, I mean, it's that. Yeah, Kate, I was like, I understand being like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you tell me?" But the rage, it was,
Yeah.
and then the whole,
Yeah.
and then again, we have to go to trauma. The rage is because her dad died from her taking in a foster kid, and I'm just like, "But the foster kid now lives with you in the same house, so someone explain
Yes.
to me the therapy involved in that." Like,
Right, but you never talk about it? Like, we don't mention her father?
at all, to the point where her father, the sister's father is in jail for killing her father, and yet they aren't paying attention to legal proceedings
The
at
release
all?
date. And Shimina knows, but then doesn't say anything. Oh my god. It was just like, yeah, yeah.
Eh, I was like, "Show, you were so close. You were so close. So close." And then, like, the whole bit where the dad breaks into the house to attack, God, what's her name? I blanked on her name. The
Yeah.
young girl.
Yeah.
I, like, fast forward through 90% of that, and then we got to a dildo joke. I'm like, "Good guys, this is a long way to go for a dildo joke.
That
Such a
was
long way to
just
go for that." Like, what, that was like, what is happening? Anyway, obviously, we can quibble all day. We have so many more shows to get to, but, um,
yeah.
No Gain, No Love. I loved you, but you kinda let me down there at the end. Let's see. Oh, Dr. Chi, hello, good to see you. Let's see. Kate C, very messy ending. 1,000% agree wholeheartedly. Did you all watch the we did, Calvin, and we're gonna dive right into them right now, except Emma says, "Dad breaking into the house was a whole new." Exactly, Anna.
Right.
We pivoted into a huge melodrama, and I'm like, "Why, show? Why?" Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah. Meow Minx, I did, but I listened to, yeah, okay. Um, alright, you guys, speaking of that, let's pivot into Spice Up Our Love. Did anybody watch
Ooh,
this little spinoff? Marisa,
I
did
did
you?
not. I
Okay.
did not. But you made you you DM'd me and you were like, not quite what you were expecting. So I want to know
Yes.
what happened.
I feel like No Gain, No Love, Spice Up Your Love is telling us repeatedly how sexy and sexual and, just juicy, like, exactly. This web novel that she's written is. All the trailers for this spinoff are, like, sexy and delicious and hot, right? You've got these 2 hot actors, so I'm expecting at minimum, a PG-13 level of kissing, right? I'm not asking for, like, crazy stuff, but let's be honest.
Oh,
I at
shit.
least expected, you know, what is the one? What's the one we're watching right now? What Comes After Love. I
What
expected at
comes
least
after?
a
Yeah.
What Comes After Love kind of, like, juicy, like, Marisa?
What?
The one moment she had was with the original boy.
Oh,
It
the
wasn't even
secretary?
with yes, the secretary. It wasn't even with our guy.
What?
Yeah,
Isang-yi?
Lee Sang-yi.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay. So this is only 2 episodes,
yeah,
and this is on TVing, which is is
yeah,
that this is a thing, sorry.
right? Yours is
Um,
picking up much faster than mine. Yeah.
so you're telling me it, like, failed to deliver on all fronts?
Oh, like, it was fun, it was cute, but it also
But that's
kind of retconned their entire relationship because it happens, her going into her novel happens when she flings in the drama, in the actual No Gain, No Love drama. Remember when she flings his apology to her and she tells him to go die, and then he almost gets hit by the truck and she passes out and he runs
oh,
her to
yeah.
the hospital, and then he says she
Yeah.
slept for 2 days? During those 2 days is when she's in her
Oh.
novel.
Oh.
Um,
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and then there's this whole montage in, like, episode 2 where you think it's finally gonna happen because they finally realize their feelings for each other and blah, 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 blah. And they keep going to have, like, the big moment, right? And they keep cutting to black and starting over. And every time they cut to black and start over, she gets really frustrated. And she's like, I spent days trying to write. She literally says, I spent days trying to write this scene. Why do I keep getting edited? And then I don't know if there's a header or somebody, the voice of God comes in and basically says that the studio won't allow them to show it. And I'm like, what? So all you would see is her rolling on top of him. He would roll over and they would cut to black, and then they would start over again with them laying in bed. I was so angry. I was so angry. Total fail, Kate. Total fail, right? Oh, Dr. Chi had low expectations. I wish I did, because the trailers that they were giving us at least told me that we were gonna get some hot, juicy, like, at least good makeout sessions. It was terrible.
Well,
Meowming!
okay.
So did I. So did I. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. It was really bizarre.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe don't think I'll bother with it then.
I mean, you just don't, it doesn't add anything. It doesn't give you any, it's not, yeah. There was no, yeah. I mean, it was fun, but it was, yeah, it did not spice up anything. They lied. I felt betrayed. False advertising. So much false advertising. So yeah. All right. Well, spice up our love. Ugh. All right,
Oh
let's see,
well.
what else do we got? Okay. Oh, you know what? Since you binged through these, Marisa, let's hear about the Pachinko. I did it again, where I didn't put season 2. Pachinko season
Pachinko.
2. I am hearing amazing things about it. How did it
It
go?
really, yeah. I mean,
Dr. Chi, it did not
really,
spice up anything. Absolutely nothing.
yeah. Pachinko 2. It was just,
Mhm.
it's that prestige television. It was
Sure.
just, um,
Where in the story do we end up at the end of season 2?
at the end of season 2, we end up with the disappearance of Noah.
Oh.
There's been a revelation about Lee Min-ho's character, and he disappears. And then in the 80s timeline with Jin Ha's character, there is he's got what he's wanted, but at a human price. You know, that you can't, you know, these are the amount of money that they're manipulating has real life consequences, you know, with these powerhouse financiers. So you know, just things just don't go your way sometimes. You're like, I put all this stuff into play, and this is not what I was expecting, because guess what, you can't control everything.
Right.
But I have to say, just overall, the acting from like every single character and actor in this was just A plus 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 plus. The sisters-in-law, Kim Mina and Jung Eun-chae, just what they do to survive and how they stay together and stay true to themselves, even though that means heartbreak for them, was just beautiful. The relationship that Jung Eun-chae has with Lee Min-ho's fist guy, I guess
Is that this guy?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they're thug. He's a thug, right? No, that's not him. He's the guy. He's the actor from Kingdom. Let me see.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Him.
Yes.
Go down. He's above Stephen No. Just go up a
Oh,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Oh, God, I love Kim Sung
Kim
Kyu.
Sung Kyu.
I love him.
Oh. It's like it's the tragedy of war. It's a relationship that was lived by so many, and it was just so beautiful and subtle. And then we also have, if you scroll down a little bit, Yoseb, played by, yeah, there he is, Han Junu. Again, what it takes to survive. You know, he was hit by the nuclear blast, but in a single scene, they just, with the two boys, there was just such humanity, and it saved him. And it was beautiful. I know, it was so filled with emotion, and just like the quality of the show, the directing, it was just like top notch. And I don't know. I have so many notes, but
Quick question here from Dr. G. Would you call pachinko a K-drama, or is there another possible term?
Well, if you consider that K-dramas are produced by the Korean television industry, then no. This is an Apple TV Hollywood project. It's a Hollywood showrunner. She is Korean American, I believe, Soo Hugh, but she's a Hollywood executive, producer. Kokonada, who's the main director, is also Korean American, although I do believe he was born in Korea. It's starring a lot of Korean actors, but it's not a K-drama. If by definition Korean dramas come out of the Korean television industry.
Yeah, Kate. Kate and me. I just learned about it. I just read about it. I just read about season 2.
Sure. It takes you into big emotions. I will say I mentioned this last time because for a lot of us who are second and third generation, children of Asian immigrants, I did see a comment somewhere else, I think Reddit, like, this show helped me understand my grandmother a lot more. You cannot, and I have to say, like, my dad, there are so many things that he experienced and my mom growing up in World War II that they shared very little with us, but my mom has since passed away. My dad's been sharing more with my daughter. So I'm learning things because he's so far removed from it now that he can tell his grandchild, but these were things that they would never say to me and my brother growing up because they did not want us to experience any of that.
Yeah.
The trauma that they went through. So yeah, it has this other perhaps unintended effect of like connecting the viewer, connecting us closer to our family members who lived through World War II.
Interesting.
And also who lived through the 80s. Like, like I remember being in college in the 80s and my friends who were women, young women, were doing internships on Wall Street. The aggressions against women, the microaggressions. Anna Sawai's character is that woman. She's in finance and she's worked her way up and she is sacrificed. She is one, and it's not just her as a person who made a mistake. She literally represents every woman working in finance. It was insane. And I'm like, I remember that because it wasn't that long ago where women were shut out of these corridors of power, right? So it's a time capsule a couple times over.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Marisa, but growing up in the 80s, it always felt like if you wanted to succeed in an industry that wasn't considered female, nursing, teaching, the usuals, like you had to basically train yourself to be an unfeeling bitch to even survive in it. So it's really fascinating. They're kind of playing in that.
Yeah, like Connie Chung is having a moment right now. I think she just put out a memoir. But I read this quote that she was like, I decided I was going to become a man. Like that was the only way to think of it. In order for her to succeed in journalism at the highest levels in this country, to be on the nightly news, to succeed Dan Rather, she had to think of herself as a man because there was no way that they would accept a woman. It was like, and an Asian American woman.
Yeah.
So 80s, the 80s were not that long ago, people. Things were not so rosy back then. It was hard for women.
So make sure you check your voter registration and vote. We have 3 weeks left. I've already mailed mine. Just a little side note.
Yes.
All right. Let's see some notes. WT, very interesting. Right. I mean, listen, reading is very important. Unlike what most people, some certain people in this country say, reading is very important for knowledge. There's a lot of things that I didn't know just about this country in general until you read about them, right? Like, I just think it's so amazing. And I think it's really important. And you can understand other people and other cultures and just anything outside of the bubble in which you were raised. Reading is an amazing tool for that. And I applaud you for, saying that.
Yes. It's only now that they're introducing the Asian American experience into history books, into being taught in certain school districts, certainly not nationwide. But Yeah, right. Still marginalized.
Right?
Right, Dr. Chi. Yeah.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah. No, not everyone did.
No,
No.
80s were 80s were not an easy time. It's like
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
awful. But all right. Well, with that, let's move on to okay, so Pachinko I think is also teed up for a 5-season run. I don't know if they've officially been
I
picked up for all 5, but that's their plan. That is the
Is it 5
road.
or 4?
I thought I read a roadmap of 5.
It has not been picked up for season 3 yet.
Right.
So my understanding is what these streamers look at is, are you binging? Are you rolling over into the next episode? And are you watching it as so Pachinko's only just come out. Like the last episode I think just dropped. So I saw on Apple TV that it's like number 5. So if it stays there, like just roll over into the next episode. Like that's important to Apple because we need season 3, we need season 4, we need season 5.
I will also say about Apple versus all the other streamers, they don't promote their shows for shit and they still get renewals. So I believe I feel like Pachinko will definitely get a pickup because people love it so much. It's so critically acclaimed that I feel like Apple really likes that even more than their viewership. You know, because like even did anyone watch the Apple series Sugar with Colin Farrell? I did. No one else did. I think me and my sister are like 2 of the only people I know who watched it. It's already got a season 2. Like seriously, no one knows this show. It got a season 2 pickup because 6 people watched it. But it got really great reviews. Like people loved it just critically. So I have high hopes that you will get all 5 seasons or 4.
I hope so.
So yeah. So fingers crossed. All right, let's see. Calvin. All right, let's move on to God. We have one more finale that we did not hit before we took our little break, and that was Blackout, y'all.
Ooh,
so good. And I say this as someone Marisa, did you binge watch the whole thing, or did you?
Not the whole. Okay, so I watched it on Hulu.
Okay.
And instead of 14 episodes, it was 16 episodes. Right. And they dropped all the second half. They dropped the final 8 just the other day on October 8th.
I'm so jealous because I got the first 8 as like a binge, right? And I was just ravenous. And then I had to go week to week. And so the reveals that came fast and furious, like you got on a binge, I had to wait a week for, and then I had to wait another week for, and I had to wait. And I was so jealous at the end that the binge of Blackout is probably so glorious because it was so good. It was magnificent. I loved it. It was probably one of the best dramas I've watched this year.
Yes, absolutely. The again, you have an entire cast who brought their A game because with friends like these,
oh my
God.
Like the worst community in the history of communities, right?
Right? It was like Twin Peaks in a sense without like the mystical stuff. Right. Like the deeper you went, the more horrible everybody was. Like just like across the board. But the our favorite feminist activist actor, Kwon Hae-hyo, who we sometimes refer to as Brian because that was his name in WWW.
Yes.
Was Brian this master manipulator. I don't want to give too much away, but my God. Right?
My God. My favorite, it was almost oh my God, it was almost the usual suspects in the way people would reflect back on how he talked to them and realize how badly they'd been manipulated. It was glory. It was so well crafted.
Yes.
So good.
Yes. They like tied up. Well, there were a couple people I was missing at the very end where you're like, I need more. I need to know that they were getting what they deserved. But just the immense cruelty that
Mhm.
people could inflict when they're trying to cover their own ass, or when they're trying to like, I don't know what. I don't know what causes somebody to do that, but like the fact that they all did.
They all did it.
It was just you guys, this is so good. This is one of I just watch it.
Just watch it. Like, we don't know what else to say because you don't wanna give too much away. The reveals are not like you're not it's not like a huge twist where you're like, "What?" It's more like, "No fucking way. They did that. Oh my god, that really happened." And the way they reveal it and you, like, are like,
Mhm,
"Oh my god, they really did that. Oh my god, that really
mhm.
happened." Like, it's
Yeah.
just one after another, after another, after another, and you're watching this poor man come to the realization that he was thrown under not 1 bus, but, like, 90 buses 10 years ago. And
Yeah.
it's just, oh.
Because you're watching it and you want to trust the relationships that you're seeing, right? Like that as a human being, you're like, yes, that's the ally. And it's like, oh my goodness, my goodness.
Dr.
But
Chi, I would
Byung-yo,
yes, hit play today and you'll be on
yes,
a run. It's so freaking
yes,
it's
it's
and
so
here's the
good.
thing, like, some of them are, like, they're really good because you're just locked into, like, the madness of it all, but this one is also unbelievably satisfying. Like, you were sad for like, I just got to the end and you were just like there were some moments that I just, like, cackled out loud, they were so satisfying, right? So, I just is so good. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, it was
Um,
mm.
Byun Yohan, unbelievably good performance. I mean, he's always so
Yeah.
good, like so good.
Mhm.
Um, because I remember I saw he came out in Misang, uh, with Im Shi-won, which was the office drama that like just swept the country because people felt so seen. But he was brand new. It was his first drama, and
Oh,
everyone was
really?
like, "Where did he come from?" He literally came from like he studied acting in college, and he'd done a bunch of like college films and indie
Mhm.
films. But um, since then, he like just everything he does is just he is what do you call it like when you're an actor? He is just spot on,
He's just
and
spot on.
this
He's
is
so good.
yeah, so good because like he could have been this character could have just been flailing, right? And then that would have taken it into this
Mhm.
the wrong like not a direction that I think we could have really latched onto. But
I thought
man,
I thought what made it such an amazing performance is kind of what you said. If in another actor who is a little bit more less refined, for lack of a better word,
mhm,
he played this character in a way that you felt so much empathy for him, and he was so heartbroken about everything that he realized as the story went
mhm,
on, where I think a lot of other actors would have come at it and been like, "Ugh, I'm gonna find out who did this to me, and I'm gonna crush them, and I am," like, he was
mhm.
just so like, "The fuck?" Like, why? Why? Like, I don't
Yeah,
why? Like, it was just
yeah.
such a different way to come at it, and then you had the Go
Mhm.
Jun character who's kind of the one that was like, "I will protect you," and it was just so magical. It was almost like Byung Han's, Go Jun, I'm not sorry, Go Jun, Jungwoo was, like, almost like the girl, like, the female character, like, he played it almost like someone who needed saving for lack of a better description, right? And I
Mm.
felt it was a really interesting angle to play it as. And then the Go Jun character was kind of that partner in crime, and I loved it so much.
I'm not sure I bought Go Jun's the ending for him.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, no, no,
I was like, "Whatever."
yeah,
I his whole sub story was kind of like, why? Like,
yeah, yeah,
why do we have to have this horribly tragic backstory for this
mhm,
man? I don't understand.
yeah.
It makes no sense, but yeah.
But yeah, can we look at who wrote and directed
Yeah, of
this?
course.
Because
This
I
one,
want to know what else they did.
yes. The thing that I'm amazed by, this one is written by a woman. The book, I don't know who the book is adapted from a novel. I don't know who wrote the book. But the screenwriter is a woman who had done Save Me season 2, which kind of makes sense because Save Me is one of those kind of shows.
Wait, isn't this also adapted from like a Swedish television show or something?
I don't think so. No. It looks
Oh,
like
it's
it's
just adapted from the book.
just adapted. Yes. Yes, just adapted from the novel Snow White Mice Die from Nile
Oh.
Newhouse, which may be Swedish. So that might be what you're thinking.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then there's 2 directors. There is a female director who's is going to be doing The Mantis, which I'm really excited about. And then I don't know the other 2 that she's done. But The Mantis, oh, you can't see any of this. I'm sorry. My apologies. The Mantis is the one that they were just talking about. It's the remake of the French series that I'm excited about. Yes.
Mm.
So it's like another crime one. So this she knows her crime. And then there's a male director. So it was a dual directing.
Okay. Well, I'm not surprised there's a woman director.
Yeah, right?
Because
Exactly. I think maybe that's what I'm saying about Bo Young what's his name? I'm just blanked on his name.
There's like a subtlety and like so often we just get hit over the head with an anvil of information or emotion, and that was not here, especially like with our chief our police chief Kwon Hae-hyo and Byung Yo-han's character Jung-woo. Just the subtlety and the placidness and the control, just beautiful, beautifully
Seriously,
done.
if you enjoy crime and you enjoy a really tight story and you enjoy amazing acting, Blackout, get ye to Hulu. Jessica, I have not watched much of his stuff, to be honest. I'm Uncle Sam Sheik came out last year. I don't think it did a ton. I think it was a solid,
No.
like, historical kind of one. Marisa loved Mr. Sunshine, so he was in that. I've heard amazing things about Six Flying Dragons, but I haven't watched it. And that's it for Maine.
But yeah, me saying Incomplete Life he's really good in that one. That's a really good. That is like historically in K dramas like that. It's an office drama, but that is like a top tier drama.
Nice. I'm so jealous you got to binge it. I was like, as I was finishing the last episode, I'm like, this would have been so amazing. Oh yeah, so amazing if I was just binging straight through. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, we're already at an hour, you guys, and we haven't even talked about this week. So let's dive into quickly what I think there's really only 2 that we need to talk about for this week's calendar, to be perfectly honest. And that would be we must talk about What Comes After Love. Who else is just devouring this crack of angst? Marisa, 1 a week is killing me. It is killing me.
I stopped at episode 3 because I couldn't take it. I'm like, I'm going to have to somehow wait until I can binge all 6. 6 is all we're getting, right?
Yes, there's 2 episodes left. I'm not going to make it.
I can't. Like, this show, it's just killing me. Oh my God. The heartbreak emotion. I can't, right? It's too slow. But I've been trained into a whole way of watching, and I don't.
It's slow in a way where I just want more. It's not slow in a way where I'm like looking away and I'm like looking on my phone because I'm bored, right? Let's see, Meow Mings. I'm being generous with a 35%. Yes. My whole being is like, I'm not necessarily looking for a happy ending, but I kind of need it to at least be. I don't want it to be a story about closure because that is not satisfying to me at all. I don't need this story to tell me about closure. I need this to be a story about, if not a happy, which I don't think they can get to a happy ending with only 2 episodes left, but at least an ending where they're talking again and like re-established, right? And I'm not sure that's a happy ending per se, but clearly these 2, I just need them at least talking again. That's really what I need. And her not marrying the other guy.
Oh, so this is Lee Se-young, who I have to say, like, we've enjoyed her in like some comedies, but I think we enjoyed her the most in Kairos.
And so she has Crown Clown.
The Crown Clown. So she has this. I mean, she was in Red Sleeve also.
Oh, yeah, she was, and everyone loves that.
Yes,
That one makes me
but
crazy.
she has this depth and intensity. And then we've got Sakaguchi Kentaro, who's a superstar in Japan.
Yet, Angela, yet.
Whoa. No murders, right? Yes.
Right. Sorry, Marisa, that would crack me up. I had
It's
to pop
just
that one in
it's
too.
just devastating in a different kind of way,
Exactly.
right?
Right?
Oh, um, uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, they both are they're such 20-year-old toxic people that they just don't know. You know, I appreciate the
yes.
fact that she is, at least in the present time, being like, I just didn't like who I was back then, so I'm not trying to forget him. I'm trying to forget what I was back then because I didn't like it. And that was one of the most I've never felt more seen in my life.
Is this the third love theory?
What is
That
that one? Tell me.
so that you have 3 loves in your life. The first love is, probably high school. It's literally puppy love. It's built on nothing except you
Right.
both like the same music or something. And so
Right.
it it falls apart very quickly, very easily, but it's like it's the first time you've experienced it.
Mhm.
And then your second love is intense. And it's like the love you think it's the love of your life and you
Right.
cannot live without this person and the emotions are intense and they're really big. But it's also kind of not built to last.
Right.
Because it actually doesn't take too much to flame it out either.
Mhm.
And then your third love is, you're the person that you should marry or
Mm.
commit to.
Okay.
And that's maybe a little quieter, not so many fireworks, but it's the love that, the definition of what a true love is,
Gotcha.
you
Right.
can rely on each other, you're there for each other, you can be at your worst and you're still there for each other, so I don't know if that's where we're heading with this,
I mean,
and obviously this isn't for everybody, but I don't
I
know,
love
that
that
second
theory,
love,
but I
man.
feel like, unfortunately, they haven't given this other guy so little screen time
Yeah,
that I have
does
no
he? Yeah,
feelings for him. Like, I'm just like, "Whatever,
yeah,
go away. Go
yeah,
away. I need you to go.
right.
I need them to talk. You do nothing for me." Like, okay, yeah. So, I see the companionship, I see the friendship, I see the consistency, but I don't think they're teeing him up as at
Mhm.
least they haven't yet. They're not teeing him up to be, a great third love. I would want more for her for another third love if that's the direction.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
Yes,
they're teeing up
absolutely.
the if you what is it? Give it away, get rid of something, and if it comes back to you, it was yours. If it doesn't, then or something like
Yeah.
that.
If you love it, let it go, and blah, blah,
I
blah.
It's just the thing that I've read the most that I'm just so desperately want is people comparing it to, like, a Korean version of Persuasion. And
The Korean
Persuasion is
version of
one of
Persuasion.
my absolutely favorite, and I think that's what I'm clinging to right now so desperately. And as she takes that letter out of her purse, I'm like, "Is this the letter in Persuasion? Oh my god, is she gonna start running in the streets of Seoul to him because she read his letter and he's gonna say, 'Oh my god.'" I'm like, yeah. So, yeah. So whew, I love them. I love them so much, and I want so much more for them than what they had. Okay. Oh my god, Yumi Cells. Yes, that's exactly it, Yumi Cells. Oh, I will never get over her not going with Ung. I'll never get over that. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Let's see. Okay, oh, and the other one let's quickly talk about before we dive into the new stuff that we're watching this week. Um, y'all, The Judge from Hell. Like, I love it.
Oh,
I
good.
love I love my guy's blinked at her name.
Park Shin-hye.
I love a Park Shin-hye drama. I don't know what to do with myself. He is so good as a not giving a fuck demon that I love it so much.
Right, in Chanel suits.
I mean, of
Like,
course.
this is there could have no one else could have played this role, my god.
Right? Like, she's just so perfect. Like, the joy in which she takes in, like, punishing these people, I'm just like, "I love you. I love you. Yes." And I love and
So
I love biblical mythology as well, so I love that there's angels and demons and
oh,
rules
yeah.
and all that shit, I love it.
Yeah. So I'm behind on 2 weeks, I think, or definitely
Oh,
at least or this week and last week. But are they are, are they developing a romance between her and the cop?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Of course they are.
yeah,
They're
of course
too
they
far
are.
too good looking for there
Marisa,
to
it's a K-drama, and they're gorgeous. Of course they are, yes.
I love him.
Yeah, he's
Did you
so
guys
good.
see Reflection of You?
Oh,
If
did
you
we
want a melodrama, oh
did
my
I watch that
god.
one? Which one was
No, I
that?
don't think you
I
did.
don't think I did. Which one was that?
I was obsessed with that. Reflection of You. Um, let's see who else was in it. That actress who married to Chaebol in real life, and then Shin Hyun Bin from Cinderella at 2 a.m. was in it, and also Go Hyun Jung, who married a Chaebol in real life and had her life turned upside down. She's a
Oh,
phenomenal
I
actress.
vaguely remember this. Oh, yes,
Oh
yes, yes,
man.
yes, 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 yes.
If you need this is the recommendation for a psychological melodrama.
Nice.
Reflection of You.
Okay.
Holy cow. But he
Alright.
was so good in it. And this is much more lighthearted and fun and
I
sassy.
mean, it is, yes. The last 2 episodes have been a little bit dicey.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, I just I'm not obsessed, but I really, really enjoy it. Like, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm glad that
Okay.
it's not yeah, yeah, I'm just really, really enjoying it.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, what else? And again, I love all the different I love all the biblical kind of, like, fun fantasy elements. I love that she's actually a judge from hell, because what was that, like, Devil's Court or something that we watched, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah.
he's just misunderstood." I'm like, "Oh, that's boring." Like, she's actually from hell, yes! She's not just an angry girl with trauma. I was, like, really excited. Okay, you guys, holy bejesus, that just gets us kind of caught up. Let's just take a quick look at today's calendar, or this week's
Mhm.
calendar, and, see what else everyone's watching. I guess we're kinda going to open forum at this point.
Yeah.
That's that. Hold, please. So many
Because
things.
it's what? It's mid-October. I don't know about you guys, but like once we hit Halloween, all of a sudden you blink and it's 2025.
Right?
Like the holidays, and it just becomes crazy time. So
Right?
yeah.
Looking at this calendar, I am just super, super bitter that Dongjae, the good or the bastard, is I can't find it subbed anywhere. Even when I use my VPN and go off grid, it's not even subbed, it's still raw, so I'm super, super bummed out. That's the only one that was my one October drama that I needed to watch, like, that was the one, and so if
Yeah. So that's
anybody
the Stranger spinoff.
yes, yes.
More
Ugh.
crime.
I know, and speaking of crime, I was hoping Doubt
Oh,
would give me kind of a fill after Blackout. It just did not really work for me. It was a little
oh.
too angsty. I
Which
might
one is
stick with it.
Doubt?
Doubt's the one where he is a profiler. Um, he's a
Uh-huh.
profiler, and
Oh,
he thinks he starts to work on a case. And so we find out through the course of 2 episodes that his wife has killed himself, and his wife had divorced him, and then his wife killed herself, and now he's a single dad to this daughter who hates him because he, back in the day, thought she had killed her little brother.
what? Oh my God. Oy.
So we've got a young girl who's clearly have some issues, and now there's a new murder happening, and all the clues are kind of pointing to her, and so it's his doubt, and so
Oh, okay.
it's I was looking forward to Dong Jae too. Dr. Chi, I'm so bummed out. I'm, like, super irritated that I can't find it anywhere.
So Doubt is the actor from Romantic Doctor Teacher
Yes.
Kim. It's a
And
very likable,
yes,
very
and
good
he's
drama actor.
amazing, and it's not that I can't watch it, but after a while, you're just kind of like, "This is exhausting. I'm exhausted." Like,
Uh, uh,
um, so that was that. Let's see, what other one? I was looking forward to Dong Jae. I'm so bummed out about that one. Um,
Hopefully it'll show up soon because
you
if
know,
it's airing in Manila or Singapore, then there've got to be English subs
I
out there. Not that I'm advocating you go to an unlicensed site or anything like
no, not at all, unless you have a good VPN and you can use
that.
it. what happened. I did watch though. Let's see. I did watch A Virtuous Business though, and
Oh, yeah?
I really, really enjoyed it. Did you guys
Oh,
watch this
good.
one? These
It's
4
on my
women
list, top
are
of my list.
so amazing. I am in love with them, and I love that, I just love that they are it's set in the '90s, and it's these 4 women, like, not only discovering their own, sexuality, but, like, helping other women in the community do that, and it's also about women's women's agency in general, in women's issues in their relationships, in business, and earning money, and it's a great feminist drama, and I'm super excited about it. And then,
Ah.
of course, because Lord knows you can't go too far, we already have a murder board because our boy here, Young Moo Jin, is rolling into town on a secret mission. We don't know from where, but he rolled into town as a police detective on a secret mission, and he's talking on his wireless phone in English
Ooh.
in his basement with his murder board. But it's so
And Kim
good.
Won-hae is in it?
Kim Won-hae is in it, and he again is hilarious. But he has a scene with his wife where they do their sex toy party, lingerie party, and she gets a slip or a nightgown that she really likes, and so blah blah blah. She ends up trying it on. He sees her in it, and he like goes wild. And I was like, I love Kim Won-hae, but no, like there's no, no, thank you, no, thank you. Kim Byung-chul? Yes. Kim Won-hae? No. And it was very funny. It was very messy. It was very messy, but she seemed very satisfied the next morning according to the script, so I was happy for her.
Kim Won-hae, oh my
Yeah,
god.
it was just like,
Ay.
oh, yes, Kate, I seriously Judge from Hell is really enjoyable, super enjoyable. Dark, just be prepared for dark because
Mhm.
her whole goal is to punish murderers who are not repentant. And so it
Yes.
gets very dark, but it's kind of there's something very juicy about how much
Yeah,
she
because
oh, go ahead.
before she sends them to hell, she toys with them. And
Which is kind of satisfying, but it's also really dark.
it is, yes.
Yes, Meow Minx. Yes, absolutely. Dark, not it's weirdly not gory. I mean, there are some
No.
moments, but it's not like overly gory. No, not at all.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So that's pretty much that's my anything that I missed that you're watching, Marisa, on our calendar? Because you
Um,
said hadn't watched a lot of new stuff yet.
no, I have not checked out the new ones yet.
Mhm.
The let's see. I did have an oh shoot. I thought I had a note about another show. Oh, is anybody watching that cooking competition show on Netflix? I've
Hmm.
heard really good things about it.
I
There's
have heard good
that.
things, but I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
No.
And also, I need to go back into Love Next Door because there was PPL. There was so much PPL in the final episodes. It's like they didn't. It's like I've heard. I've heard what happens is these products, their marketing team are on set like when it happens. And also, a lot of times the directors are like, later, later, later. And so the final episodes for an expensive show like Love Next Door, like it just is loaded with PPL, but there's an iced coffee, like an iced
Ooh.
Americano machine in there.
What?
And they put the brand on it, and I failed to write it down, and I have to go back and get it because
You
I
know
need it.
we need that,
I
Marisa.
need it.
Yes,
I will be at Kim's home center in K-Town looking for that thing.
exactly. Let's see. Meow Mings remind me of Food Wars manga, and nice, excellent.
Oh, no. Okay,
Love it.
cool. I gotta check it out.
Oh, and then one. Let's see what else. We got Iron Family. I am not watching that one, Angela. How is it?
Ooh,
It's
who's
also
in
very
that
good.
one?
Also, there we go. Okay. Yes, Kate C. Park Shin-hye usually gets haters, but I love her. I think she's a delight. Do you guys remember memories of the Alhambra?
Mm.
That that drama was a mess. But remember how excited we were when she was playing when she was the Spanish woman playing the instrument, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
was like kind of evil, and we were all like, "Give us that! Give us that! Give us that!" And they didn't. That's what she is in Judge from Hell, and it makes me so it makes me so happy. So happy.
Oh my god, yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so yeah. Let's see, what else is
Alrighty.
everybody watching? Dun, 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 dun,
So
dun.
for everyone who joined us a little late, when this live is posted, go back and make a comment under the video, and we will enter you to win 2 sets of Soinguk cards that Jen and I handed out at the Soinguk fan meet here in LA. You can tell us if you love Soinguk, your favorite drama, if you were lucky enough to go to the LA fan meet or the DC fan meet, or if you want him to come to your city. I don't know who to talk to, but put it out in the universe.
Right?
Anywhere in the world, we will send these to you. So
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Oh, Dr. Chi is finishing. She's getting a little tedious with the now we're breaking up stuff in Cinderella 2 a.m. Yeah, totally. I thought they were adorable. It was a nice breather for me. I'm sorry it's not working for you. Boo. I enjoyed them. I thought they were adorable. Let's see. Meow makes both seasons of Missing.
Oh,
Yes. Like, I love that. I love that series so much. So
I
good.
never watched season 2.
So I think
I
it's
need
on
to go.
Netflix. I think it's on
Oh,
Netflix.
good.
Yeah.
I love Gosu.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, he's so good. And Lee Jung-eun is in season 2. She's amazing. She's so good.
Oh,
I love her in that.
cool. Cool.
One other thing, we just a quick shout out. It seems that the conservatives in Korea have boycotted all of the promos for the BL that's coming out, Love in the Big City,
What?
the series, and so they are not allowed to promote it. So they've had
Oh,
to pull everything.
God.
So, those of us who are able to get it, it's gonna be on Viki, y'all. So
Okay.
you can
Watch it.
all the episodes are gonna drop on the 21st, and it is the same, just so you don't get confused, it is not it's the series based on the same book as the movie that has got Kim Go-eun and Steve No in it. That movie is only about, like, 1 chapter in the book, and this is the series that is the whole book. And so they're both coming out at the same time, and, it's gonna star Nam Yoo-soo. And, so yeah, if you get a chance, binge the heck out of it. We are going to hopefully, make it very popular like they did with, no, even though with no promotion, like, what am I trying to do? That's what I'm trying to do. No promotion, no problem, just like Lovely Runner. And so we're getting the word out that all the
Yes.
conservatives in Korea are saying no to their promotion. So there it is. Get on that one. It's all
Okay.
going to drop. All 8 episodes are dropping on Monday, so you'll be able to binge it over on Viki. So yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, you always read the book first. Nice, Amna. Very
Oh,
cool.
very
Yes.
good.
And I'm sure you guys all heard, but Marisa, you're better at this than I am, and I apologize. So I'm just going to throw it out, and I apologize. I do not have the name, but go look it up. The Korean author, feminist author, just won the Nobel Peace
Yes.
Prize, and it is making those poor incels' brains implode.
Let's get her name. Because it is very rare for a female author to even be recognized, and there's a bias towards European and Western writers. So her name is oh my goodness, where is it? I want to get it right.
Oh, here he is. We got it. Han
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 Kang.
Kang. Yes. Han
Mhm,
Kang. Yes.
mhm.
And yes. So she won the Nobel the not the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Literature Prize, not the Peace Prize.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
yeah. So that's our work, team. We got to get out there, make love in the city, love in the big city as popular as Lovely Runner. So anyway.
Very good.
I
Cool.
think that's all I got, Marisa. This was a beefy one, but it was so fun. You got anything else?
Yes, you guys. The time flew by.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking with us.
So great. I loved it. It was so much fun. Does
Mhm.
anybody else have any fun and final thoughts? Oh, speaking of which, Amna, uh, it is being adapted with Gong Yu, and I forget who else is in that. I want to say, I'm blanking on her name, but I can see her right now. But yes, people are excited that that should be coming out soon. Yes. Oh, Season 2 of Missing the Other Side is nowhere to be found. Really? I thought it was on Netflix. Let me dive into that, Jessica. I'll see if I can find it.
Oh, So Hyunjin, who yeah.
So that one's gonna be good. People are hoping trailers start dropping for that one.
Ooh, good.
So,
Good.
ooh.
Alrighty.
All right, you guys. That was so crazy fun. Thank you so much. As usual, we really appreciate y'all. If you get a chance and you've made it this far through our live or on the replay, go ahead and give us a like, give us a follow if you don't follow our channel. YouTube likes all that stuff. It helps the algorithm and it helps them push this out to more K-drama fans so we can have a bigger K-drama coffee break on our Sundays. So, all right. Until then, we will see you later. Bye.
Bye.